Was wary of the run after a 200-kilometer ride.
Yeah, the run is a short run comparing to the bike. It's only 20 k's, and obviously it's gonna be a fast run. But I don't know. It's also something new to run that 20 k's after a long ride that the one that we are doing tomorrow. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be something new for everyone, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, here are the leaders out on the course. Van Leerde is moving. Looks quite heavy on his feet in the early stages. Cartmel looking very good indeed, number 9. The Scotsman having a flyer here, and I don't think he would have thought it was possibly going to go this well.
It's a hard one to call. I really don't know how this race is going to pan out. Guys will have different strategies going into this race, and whether people are going to go really hard or be conservative, or try and keep, as you say, certain people in their sights. Who knows? All I want to do is try and get through the bike, feeling capable of doing the best I can on the run, because it's still 20 k's of running.
Cartmel in second. We've got Dirk Bottel in third, biking his strength, but he ran well in Florida last May to win there, and if he can do the same again here, he may find himself in the top 3 or possibly winning.
Dirk Bottel certainly looking smooth there on the run. Behind him, Phil Graves is looking a little bit laboured already. His right shoulder's dropped. He doesn't look as smooth, especially as Fraser here. Fraser's got his sights set on the lead. He's looking comfortable and possibly working his way up to the front of this race.
That's Van Leerde still with the lead after that little burst at the end of the bike ride. How do you read his body language?
A little bit stiff, but again, not too bad. Anytime you're at the front of a race, you're a happy man, so it's good for him to be up there. He'll be excited about that, but he'll still realise he's got a long ways to go.
Totally focused on the job in hand, and Cartmel closing with every stride, and you might just have got a glimpse of that blue vest. That is Nico Llanos of Spain, who is certainly making very quick ground. Oh, a little stumble there from Van Leerde. Those legs are like jelly already.
Fraser moving into the lead there, looking very comfortable, and it looks like, oh, we've got Llanos coming in, blue top at the back there. He looks the smoothest out of any of the runners we've seen so far, and he will possibly move into the lead now. It'll be interesting to see if he ever relinquishes that. He's certainly used to running off a hard bike. Xterra, very difficult on the legs, very tough terrain, and he'll come off on an Xterra race at the World Championships, running up and down hills and on different surfaces. Here we've got a nice flat course, so he could well turn out to be the strongest.
So the Spaniard in front, Cartmel of Scotland trying to respond. Van Leerde is going backwards now. Coming through the rankings, Rasmus Henning of Denmark, a man who nearly always does well when there's a big payday at the front of the field. And there is Al Sultan, one of the race favourites, given bib number 1, losing a huge amount of time, only coming into T2 right now. Back at the front of the field, and the legs starting to work nicely for Llanos. Henning has moved right up onto his shoulder. Good move from the Dane.
Absolutely. Henning has an interesting running style, but it is very effective. It's very smooth and efficient. Llanos there leaning ever so slightly forward. It'll be interesting to see this battle develop. And as you said earlier, Rasmus loves the big payday. He will see the dollar signs at the end of this race, and he's not going to give it away easily.
Llanos in the blue, still looking very relaxed. His style hasn't changed. Henning, a little bit tense in the upper body, but he's a tall man, and those long strides eating up the tarmac, trying to cool himself off. Good sign or a bad sign?
I think it's okay. He's used to the heat. He's done really raced well in the heat in the past, so he's just making sure he's staying cool, keeping that core temperature down.
Well, Llanos is another man who's used to the temperature, and he is starting to step it up. Just a little lengthening of the stride, and he's now starting to pull away from Henning of Denmark, who is suffering badly. The pros still have some way to go, but many who opted for the short course race here in Abu Dhabi have now started to come across the much-awaited finish line.
Brilliant. It's my first triathlon, and I think I've done really well, relatively, of course. And yeah, I'm very proud of Abu Dhabi for organizing such an event.
It takes all shapes and sizes.
Wonderful, really well arranged. Logistics fantastic, beautiful location. The weather was glorious, not a problem at all.
How was that?
Fantastic. Excellent. One of the best races I've ever done. It was really very well organized. We had no issues with traffic. We had water stations all over the place. And then, of course, the Yas Island and the Formula One track. Just being on that was fantastic.
Oh, amazing. I mean, I was like screaming in the Yas Marina Island. This was like the coolest thing ever.
Very well planned. I'm very satisfied. This is the first year and I'm doing it every year.
The elated short coursers start their recovery while the pro women still out on the course. Remember, Julie Dibbons suffering a puncture just before halfway on the bike ride. For the second time, she powers past Leander Cave. The two British riders going exceptionally well. Julie Dibbons' husband out on the course.
3:18 and they're not here.
That's the sort of information that she wants to hear. She has a positive time split on the rest of the field, and Dibbons now on her own coming into T2, a gap of over 3 minutes. It's looking very, very good for her. Leander Cave is about to find out whether she can run off the 200 kilometers on the bike. Virginia Beresedegui is struggling those first few painful steps, but what a recovery from that incident just a month ago. Marcel going into the transition in fourth, and still an opportunity to finish on the podium. 20 kilometers of running to be completed. For Phil Graves, that was just too far. He put in 1 or 2 bursts on the bike and is now paying the price on the run. Julie Dibbons still looking very, very good. She'll be hurting like everyone else, but seems to be coping. And Llanos of Spain, a sensational race from him. He's now into the last kilometre and just a few meters away from claiming the $50,000 first prize here in Abu Dhabi.